And good afternoon. When I market, I'm seeing a lot more people with the Jeeps, and I am being more vocal in the last couple of days with a lot of different people. I'm being more vocal in the last week with you. I'm being more vocal here at the house. I'm being more vocal with the person that I reside with, that I live with. And at times I wish I did not. I'm being more vocal at the coffee shop. I'm being more expressive with my heart. If you go to youtube.com/at2025 countdown, you will be privy to hours and hours and hours of nonstop content that is not here. I put more content on this YouTube channel than the one that you're watching right now. So you need to be aware of that. There's reasons for that, right? Now, officially, there's more view counts here, but there's really no hope for this channel. It's shadow banned, there's problems. And I'm continuing to break outside the box. And I'm continuing to explore different options. So I want to talk about why this is happening. Basically, what I say to them, what I said to the last woman is it's was, was, and nas, which is ego and voices in the head. Americans have a big voice in the head problem that conspiracy theorists exclusively believe is voice to skull technology. And they often cite patents and engage in bully-like tactics to get people to think like them. In the larger world, it's not a patent. It's a demon. It's demons. It's jinn. It's shit like that. Many religious people have voices in the head that direct everything that they do, and they keep them in abusive situations and working for the archons. Okay? So Muslims discriminate against me more than any other demographic. And you might be like, that's weird. Did you not say that your people create Islam? Yes. So why is that? Why would Orthodox Muslims really hate me when I've stood against Islamophobia? It seems like with a lot of bad men and women that a lot of them, unfortunately, have been led in a demonic direction. And why I can't find the exceptions to the rule isn't clear. But if God wanted me to think that they were great or something, God would be sending me Muslim women. So I'm not engaging in Islamophobia. And I'm not saying harm them. I'm saying that, and some people might click on this. They're like, oh yeah, fuck the Muslims, Islamophobia, they want to rape us all. No. We're on different sides. And you might actually dislike this video. What I'm saying is the Muslims don't respect me for fighting Islamophobia. They believe in just praying 5 times a day and labeling me haram or a sinner in their eyes because I don't conform to their understanding of Islam. And we can go on and on for that. Do you get it? And I know that my father's family, maybe not eating pork is maybe one of the few Islamic rules that they don't break. Everything else, they may break, What the women do, I'll never know since they're like a secret society. Afghanis, Arab women, I have no dealings with them. They will touch poop before me. What does that tell you? If you think that I'm handsome and you think that I'm well-spoken, you need to realize that it's not me making shit up or being mentally ill or manic. It is straight demons, bro. 99% of the earth is demonic now. Humans, even though they're fleshy, they're inspired by evil. Having said that, if someone wants to stop being a demon, they can convert. Now, we're going to come back and do at 2025 Countdown, or maybe this one, a reading of a book by a Christian. I don't know whether he's a pastor, but he ministered to the homeless here in this region, and he has a lot of deep wisdom to share with us. But anyway, let's talk about the story. So I've given my card out to maybe 10 Muslims, and Muslims are the most fearful of any demographic. They usually are being controlled by a man, and they may not have the discernment to keep the card to themselves, like with a lot of dumb women and men, and involve their partner. Your partner is not interested in me. Your partner is interested in what I have to say maybe 1 out of 1,000 times. Your partner is interested in controlling you the vast majority of the time, even if they don't know that. Your partner has an investment in you and the partner. Your partner doesn't want you looking at me. Do you understand that? It's not in your partner's best interest unless they want to save the world. If your partner's a regular person, they will be threatened by me. Does that make sense? Along with your mom, your dad. Do you get that? Your pets might be okay. Maybe. Oftentimes the pets aren't okay either with me trying to help you. Most pets are probably demonic too, but can we pray for our pets once we realize that they have a jinn problem? Yes. This dog that I'm not permitted to film was acting possessed actually towards me last year. And now it's acting loving because I zoned in on the problem. There was a possession. So when we zone in on the problem that we have demons and we're born with them and then we attack them and every day slay that shaitan, we win. How did I learn this stuff? Sufi realities. Does Sufi realities audience have demons? Yes. Does he? Probably. He can't see Afghan lives matter. He's obsessed with his image. He's obsessed with nafs. It's not just safety. He's obsessed with image too. None of us are perfect. Yeah, he's a little teddy bear of a guy, but he's not perfect. I see through that facade. So we're not perfect, but I'm trying to be guru-ish, Jesus-like, Christ-like, Vishnu-like, Surya-like. I aspire to be the one to slay the dragon. Shouldn't we all, my dear? So I see the Muslim woman and they're always massive. They're never fit. They're always massive. And they're usually Palestinian, but some are Farsi. So it's difficult to ascertain where they're from, but I've never met like an Afghan woman here. There are always other groups. Those that are Afghan that are here, they're like a cult and they will not allow outsiders. And all of their social media is controlled by women that will not allow me as a good man fighting the rape of women to even talk to them. So women that like women raped, they're across the world in authority figures and positions. It's not misogyny to talk about the role of a demon in a female authority figure position. Are you with me, my dear? But are you? You're going to hear more about women selling women in the future. It's now emerging in the news. And you would cry like me, like a baby, if you were to sit through all those newscasts. And some of you don't. Some of you are just too conditioned to evil. And I understand. I understand the whole don't cry thing. I get it. I was just told the other day that I'm weak by somebody for crying. Then they denied it after they did it. Women are screwed up. They don't know the value of a good man. So I believe in going up to whores now. The little girls that are dressing like whores and telling them that I know about their giant program, that they hate short men, short brown men. But usually I focus on them hating psychic good men that want to fight rape. So you're involved as a white man. So I'm not being all about myself and a narcissist. I'm caring about you, Evan. I'm caring about others and I'm bringing it up to them. Okay. And I don't make threats. I don't grab that ass. But if I was playing with the dark side and it's a collapse situation, there's going to be a lot of grabbing and taking those clothes off and ripping it off. And the men are going to go to town. When the grid goes out, they're going to take those clothing off and they're going to go because it is asking for it. Unfortunately, if someone's getting down to undies and going, do, 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 and then all over YouTube, they're teaching preteens to do that. Just jump up and down and go, do, 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 do. No, that's not okay. And only a demon would say, well, they're just twerking their ass going, come get it, come get it, come get it, come get it. But they didn't really mean that. It was just a dance. Do you feel me? Hallelujah. High five. Can I get a like? No? You'll catch up though. Do you like the energy? Are you feeling it? Now go to the 2025 countdown and school yourself on what I said about the good women. Good women are around right now. They're not around to create family and help us fight the evil, but they are receptive to being given a little, hi, here you go. Oh, thank you. It's very primitive. It's very ooga booga, scratchy. Oh, woman, hey, spirit, walk, hey, oh, don't mean nothing though. You're still a whore. Like literally, a woman was nice to me because I almost like started some shit with somebody I later called a stalker. They saw the way I was acting, like, oh, what a man. Oh, he's angry. He almost started a fight and challenge. He said he was top man. Oh. We all know that's what happened. They're not like, oh, he's spiritual. He's like Jesus and shit. They're like, that dude's ready to fight. Get with that guy. So I can go over the next day, here's bread, and then give them a rock or token. I'm not saying she sent me negative vibes. I'm saying I go back to a place where I gave the manager a nice rock, but I didn't then start flirting with her and explain myself. Fuck it, bro. Ignore her. Be nice. You know what God's showing me, bro? Check this shit out. You know how I titled that The Sun's Cycle of War and Peace? You like that? That's deep because there's God's wrath and there's peace. There's God's wrath and there's peace. There's sacrifice. It's like a Brahma Shiva type. That's why those of you attacking the Hindu cosmology need to look a little closer at the Trinity God thing and that whole destruction birth thing and how it relates to other religions. I can't explain it, but what I'm saying is we'll get back to topic. We'll get back to the topic of calling people out. This is it. People need to be called out because of evil, because what God will do, the creator, will allow us to be prosperous, maybe go off grid for a while, survive certain things, and maybe have a period of peace where we build and have a plenty like fruit. You know, the fruit is growing, you pour a little water, you feed the water, and then you ignore it. You feed the plant water, then you ignore it. You give the woman attention, then you ignore her. You give the woman attention, then you ignore her. And what I do is I just give women attention and give women energy and give women knowledge, and they just take from this channel, and they just take from like the vampires that they are, like the blood drinkers that they are, the prana sloopers that they are. They take, they never donate. Women never donate. They never give back. There may be, I think, one female that donates $8 a month out of all of you, and she's married, and that's it. There's none of you that are women that are single that are kind. They always have to be married and have that. None of you that are single recognize me as a good man and are trying to do anything to convince me that women have a natural good demeanor. In fact, you're showing all the signs that that's not the case, because out of you, the audience, you're really why, if there's any females left, why I realize that women are evil naturally. and that we have to resist your evil and try to not force, but encourage you to be good and try to convert from demon to light. You don't get it. I'm not saying you're evil and you're condemned. I'm saying you need to change. I'm saying that I'm reading a book on Christianity and say that Jesus said you can change. It's Satan, bro, that says you'll never be anything. It's Satan, bro, that says you're always going to be fucked. And it's Jesus that says you have salvation. Do you understand? Do you, though? I think some people are too upset with me being short and brown and they won't admit it, that they're having a hard time with me knowing something. But hey, their friend Mitch knows about solar flares, doesn't he, Gypsy? Your friend Mitch, everything's fake, everything's a conspiracy. I'm crazy for having a deep knowledge of cause and effect. Like, how could you do that to somebody? Like, literally, like, siphon off their loosh and literally emit your energy vampiring for 5 or 6 or 7 or how many years and watch and take in zero information about what I'm saying about the solar flares, and then to insult me after the fact and give some other fucker credit who doesn't know shit about it just because he mentioned it. That's when you recognize there are people that are not legit, that are walking around us, emailing us, right? And a lot of times the people that email you or seek you out are the worst people you want to talk to. It's often the people that you want to seek out and reach and help and heal. But the people that will just pop up like a jack in the box, or people that send money, anytime you see any images of them, blow it up and look deep in those eyes and tell me what you see. You see, which is why a lot of people are very, very controlling in what they put out there. And they might do a little numerology to make you think they're spiritual, little 777, little 888, little 999, to just kind of add a little mist to that type of persona. But they won't be psychic enough at all to realize that you see them for what they are. And once they realize that you see them for what they are, they'll vanish immediately and they'll stop being kind. They'll stop giving news tips because they know you can see. I've got one that can see. So there's plenty of people masquerading in the truth movement that are fake. So we talked about that. At the gym, there's a white guy, and this is like a lot of people in America. Thank you for the like. And so you white men concerned about certain things, you need to talk more about this and less about brown people, brown people, brown people. That's not a call for open borders. You need to hear what I'm saying. White men have been radicalized to hating brown people too much and liking black people too much. Black people in sports, black people in MMA. Black people in porno, black people in music. It's not about saying be racist, but why say black people you can hang out with, listen to their music, but me, you have a natural aversion to hitting the heavy bag, you're liking it, but I had to mention it. People naturally do have an aversion to somebody of my physical form. No, admit it. Accidental warrior of the UK, if your snatch is still there, who doesn't create content, who lives in fear, who is a product of the Archons, who's a blue blood, who admits all these things, yet you want to somehow think you're an angel or something. No, you're not. That's why your demon ass was put into a pretty body, so it would attract men. So you would want a good man because the bad men want to rape your ass. What have you done to attract a good man? What have you done to attract me? What have you done to be nice to me? You're an example of people that act like you're awake. You create a few Archon, Micah, but then you talk to me. I see your boyfriend's a giant who looks mentally retarded and shit, like the guy you tried to assassinate Trump. You're Nephilim fuckers. You're giant fuckers. And you're never going to stop. Even when I tell you you're going to go to hell, you are still a giant fucker. Okay? That doesn't mean that feel bad if you're big and tall, but for those of you that are big and tall, what have you done to say my life matters? What have you done to say don't genocide brown people, allow them to procreate too? And I've told you over and over and over again, you can have giant, big person, small person interbreeding or having sex. You're still going to have short people and giants and quadruplets, and thank you for the like. Your understanding, I understand I'm a little off on that, tall people, but no, I'm from the Nagel family, and I came out short. Then there's also ones that come out really big, like Sean Nagel. So genetics count sometimes, but not in every case. Okay, so let's move on. So the white guy came in to the gym who glared at me with suspicion, who I've seen several times. And we could say, oh, maybe he wants to go out. Maybe he wants to. No, he's looking at me like, are you a threat? I'm a little guy hitting that bag. But those big black guys with arms like that, they're not hitting the bag. And he sees them. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother, he's not racist. He's woke. He's like the white women. He's like the white women sucking the big blood. I'm not racist. I love you. And everywhere I look, the girls are beaming with light, with the black men giving them energy. They're beaming. They're flushing. They're flustered. The faces are red. So I now know these are whores. These are demons. They're not for me to jack off to or talk to. Unless you know that a woman doesn't worship big black cock, it's probably safe to assume that she does. Unless she says that she doesn't. Unless she says that she fights human trafficking or likes good men that fight human trafficking, it's safe to assume that she's one of the trillions who hates us and wants us dead. Okay. And so the women are not on board with this. They're not on board the prepping thing. They'll get into extremism, KKK and Nazism and conservatives, but they'll still be the same trans. Conspiracy women are the worst, like the ones in the audience, females that watch me. They're the worst forms of life. because they're the ones that should know above all that I'm good. And they're the ones that will take my information and let the demons take over and ruin my life. I basically identify myself as good, and they come in with their pussy and snatch to cause me to fall into sin. But because they don't believe in Jesus and they don't believe in sin, they think they can get away with that and that I'm a schizophrenic. But in fact, they're being paid too much for being fake psychics, white women in Portland, Oregon. Yeah, and beyond. But go to Portland, Oregon, type in the word psychic woman, see what comes up. And then we have that black fetish pop up too. I'm black. I do voodoo. Oh, let's go do voodoo, everybody. Yeah, we have voodoo people here that are black also here in town that use social media to lead people astray. There's plenty of black people that look at them going, why are you doing voodoo? That's not of Christ. Fuck you. There's a difference, folks, between voodoo and what I'm doing with the unfortunate. I called out like maybe 5 people that used to be associates, including 2 men, and basically said they're all fucking demons to me for even acting like we're going to be friends and throwing me away during these times when they should be learning from me. So you need to understand that people that have not dealt with their demons and voices in the head, from Muslims to white people to others to racist Latinos, they're not my friends and they can't be helped. And eventually they have to stop listening to me. Or they'll be told by their mom that someone's going to kill me, that they can't look at me, or they'll come to their house. And basically, I'm sure that guy got scolded by his mom, who I gave my book to. And so I got to tell you that my friend, in some cases, is more psychic than we give her credit for, than I give her credit for. She said, you ain't never going to see that book again. And that's exactly the truth. You know what I mean? It's scary. It's scary, but you got to be careful. You cannot just put your faith in one psychic. We'll talk about it in a couple of years. You know what I mean? We'll talk in a couple of years, guys, about things I've learned last 4 years. We'll talk, guys, in a couple of years, okay? We'll talk, guys, if I'm still around. Now, finally, I need to tell you something. If they kill me, say my name 3 times, I'll try to show up if I can help you. Beetlejuice? No, seriously. If I'm taken out and I am more than what we know, and I am going to be roaming the earth as a supernatural entity, working for God like Superman, because the visual that I'm getting is I'm going to transform into a being, and I'm going to be rocking this world when I'm dead. You understand what I'm saying to you at this time? I'm an investigator. I'm figuring out who my enemies are, who hates me, and I don't even need to get their address. It's just in for life that once I'm dead, those people that stalk me, those people that try to troll me into suicide, that's why some people that did it, they're trying to reverse course and fix what was wrong. And some people can't handle that. They can't handle the idea of self-defense, but you're fine with somebody having a Second Amendment. That's fine. But if I talk about getting back, so one person dropped out, but maybe they had to go get their kid. But if someone think that's witchcraft, that's again more that same racist programming that little short brown man can't assert himself. Oh, yes, I can. And yes, I will. I will assert myself. So when I see those 13-year-old girls wearing booty shorts, I call them whore now, cunt, glare at them. When a woman glares at me with suspicion or glares at me, I look right back at her. And then yesterday, there was one glaring at me, and I saw her get in the parking lot, and I walked by. I dramatically kicked the railing extremely hard to cause her to jump. Ah! Yeah, seriously, like you people literally have tried to get me to kill myself for 44 fucking years. My own fucking audience that are female, they hate me. That like really cemented proof that many of you are now being taken. No, I know you think I'm schizoid now. You're an idiot. The whole world's waking up to the fact there's been a shift, and many people are becoming so fucking dark. And I try to warn you. I try to warn you women a year ago, and you people straight took some sort of a weird colored pill in the last couple of months, and you're nowhere to be found. The women are nowhere to be found. There's not a single woman emailing me from the audience. So this is a big sign that women are fucked up in the head. Women cannot communicate with me. They're being attacked by demons. They're owned. Their buttholes are owned. And if they even think about emailing me, they know there'll be consequences from the devil. So we don't have any true Bible Jesus servants that are women that are good, that will say my life matters. They're only capable of insults, slander, and malice, if anything at all. They usually just prefer to just be observers in the background and collect data for their masters. Their dad, Satan, the enemy of my dad, God. So yes, I do believe that for many generations, they have put mostly demons into female bodies, but I can now confirm that all the men here are trash. So it's not a male versus female thing. It's like regional and sometimes racial, but I can tell you that everyone's trash here, this region. So nobody should be concerned about what happens in certain regions on the earth. Just because but what it is if I'm stuck in a hellish region, then I'm going down with the ship because the people in the supposed godly regions didn't help me. But what that does is bring bad luck to those people that knew I needed help but didn't help me. You know what I mean? There will be consequences for people that knew I needed help but didn't help me. When I go into supernatural form, I'm going to be knocking on doors when I'm dead. If you people allow me to be dead, I'll be knocking on your door after I'm dead. Hurricanes, storms, all types of shit. I'm going to be an upset spirit. Okay. It is what it is, guys. We don't learn. You got to learn from your actions. I'm going to be upset. I don't have alternative places to bounce to. You understand? Now, you may not be called to help me, so that's fine. If you're not called to help me, it's good. But if you are being called to help me, then it is. And that has to happen through God. So I have to serve God. I have to address my sins for God to send me an angel. Oh, send me an angel. Oh, right now. Not right now. Not tomorrow. Right now. Thank you. Put them on the glass. Here's a tip. And that's what did I tell you that was one of you send me $1,000 right now so I can just walk around giving women money that are baristas? No, you don't want to do that. I have not logged into my Hotmail. So if you have donated, I am sorry if I haven't gotten back to you, but I haven't seen a donation in a long, long time from a decent folk. But there are a few people that donate for a few dollars a month at Patreon. But I know you're a generation now that wants everything for free. You don't want to donate or comment. But you do like once in a while when you feel like it. But you don't want to spoil me. So a lot of you withhold likes because you don't want it to go to my head, right? You don't want to boost me up and make me feel confident and powerful. You want to keep me in like a very controlled reality where you only give me enough to keep me going, but you don't give me enough to help me go all the way so I continue to be a slave and I don't threaten your world order. So you let me know when you're ready for a consciousness shift. You let me know when you have the DNA upgrade, ladies. You let me know when you're starting to feel emotion in your heart. Because it sounds like you conspiracy tards, women that look at screens all day, you're gone. You're in a political matrix. You're down some rabbit hole. You're on flat earth. You're looking at alien porn. And how many of you conspiracy bitches watch that shit? I'm curious. When you should know better. Gangbang porn, bukkake. Like, who knows what's going on in your bedroom? Like, well, I look at a hot chick and I look at the dude who walks next to her and he smells like shit. He literally smells like shit. I smell good. And so like the consciousness of the females, even though they're hot, it's a deception. They're like calibrated to give kudos to men that don't wipe their ass crack. You know what I mean? So you walk by and you get that look for that man who doesn't know how to wipe his ass. You realize that that's attractive to her. You know, I'm unattractive. No woman will talk to me. And everything I do is just bleed for you. You have no actual excuse other than what the Muslim has. Waswas and nafs, voices in the head. Right? So I see her. She's, has got the whole thing. And I'm like, guess what group hates me more than any other group? She's like, no way. I'm like, yeah, my people create Islam. Well, what do you think that is? And she doesn't answer. Waswas, nafs, shaitan. I mean, look at this region, lady. This is the land of 1 trillion jinn. She's like, I agree with that. But they're not, they're going to act like, oh, I'm so surprised. Same thing with black people. We talked to some black people about, well, do Afghan lives matter? If you're dealing with someone who's like paid to be there and look nice, like one guy was paid, oh, of course the Afghan lives matter. And he says to me, like he heard 1,000 times, bro, then why don't you say it? Why haven't you heard it before? And they don't think, neither do you. Well, wait a minute. We've never even heard that before, but we've heard white lives matter, all lives matter, which doesn't mean all lives matter. It just means white lives matter to people that say it. Otherwise, they'd say Afghan lives matter, and they'd push back at what they've done to the Afghan people. People don't care. They just go, weaponized immigration. We're victims. We're victims. We're victims. No, you're massacres. You're genocidalists. Can I get an amen? 9/11, anybody? No? We're just going to brush that under the, what the fuck, bro? One person stopped watching. Exactly. I was waiting for that one, So we can see that we're always going to have that aspect of the audience that comes and goes, I can't hear this. It isn't until you people sit down, shut your fucking mouth and hold your attention and watch a whole video for a whole hour and you don't go anywhere that you prove that collectively you can hold your mind together. Now, 10 of you are still here. What does that mean? Kudos for you. Now you get compliment energy for 20 seconds from me through awkward breathing. Good on you. Good guys. Love you. I love you, 10 people. Love. No, please don't let it go to your head. Now I'm playing nice. Now you're going to leave. No, seriously, don't make me be that guy who has to be Hulk Hogan all the time because I got to breathe. So let's do it again. You can tell people, go to the Sun Cycle of War and Peace. It literally comes up on YouTube, I think, when you say that phrase. Did you get that? The Sun Cycle of War and Peace is the verbal title for the URL 2025 countdown. Did you get that? That you can literally drive down your street and yell at a person to a megaphone, hey, go to YouTube. Hey, and you can literally write down, you can actually get business cards yourself for a shitload of them for a few dollars at a Vistaprint or somewhere. And then you can help me. How many of you are doing that now? I'm not going to yell and scream, but say, you are being asked to give back to the church. I'm your church. Admit it. Stop ignoring this. I am a spiritual guide. So start to teach me more or start to show your appreciation as time goes on, because I'm way more accurate than your pastors. God just put me in a form of an ugly body. No. People can't say that I naturally look good looking when you know I have an awkward nose, yellow teeth, balding hair. Be honest. Stop lying. I am attractive when I sit at a very specific angle, but when I move this way, when I move this way, when I move this way, when they feel my trauma, that neutralizes any attractiveness about me. I'm not attractive. I'm as unattractive as you can get to women. Having issues, being emotional, wanting to be a nice guy, wanting to stop rape, unattractive. Even if you're talking to a hot girl who says she's into conspiracies or Gnostic, she's still going to have a subliminal or subconscious programming that is still privy to Archon hijack, which is why no matter how many times I scream my channel or give it out in person, they refuse to come. So women don't want to help men that want to stop rape. The vast majority of society is going to hell, as we discussed in the last video. You see how one video connects to the other? So the Muslim women, they don't argue that they're fucked up. They just kind of sit there, like not even shocked, but sitting there. And they don't take the card, or if I give them the card, they don't come to the channel. Let's see. We're going to leave soon and conclude this video, but I really want to get that out there. So when that guy came up, I told him, I know that you like blacks more than me, or more than Arabs or whatever. And it's a programming, but we, or those people, and I'm not an immigrant, we're not doing what those people are doing in Dallas, in Los Angeles, in New York, in Houston, Miami. Where else is a lot of this shit happening? Europe, there's black on white violence in Berlin. Where else? Seattle. Where else? Like I said, Portland, I've been assaulted by black people many times. So even though you have a Black Lives Matter and a lot of hippies, it's not the hippie paradise that you think. Thank you for the like. So I'm looking for an exit here. What I'm trying to say is this, and I said this in another video. What I'm trying to say is this. I'm not saying being Islamophobic. I'm not saying hate women. I'm saying when you identify people that are low conscious, call them out. And if you want to do it in a spiritual way, I advocate that you do. And I just want to say again, I love you. I know I'm not perfect. I know I yell and scream and make accusations, but I do care about the people that help me. I care about Dizzy Dustin for telling me to go to San Luis Valley. Okay. I care about Ryan and Crystal. My feelings are hurt that you don't talk to me anymore. Well, just get out of the way. I don't want war with you. I'm resentful of you forever because you don't think much about me, and you don't email me, and you don't apologize, and you led me to a bad man. So I have resentments towards a lot of you from the past that some of you're not showing me, and I'm trying to be nice, an intellectual capacity to realize when you've harmed me. You're not showing me that you understand forgiveness, compassion. All I see is a society of demons showing me that, stop calling me mentally ill if that's what you think, or dangerous. Basically, I'm telling you, I think I'm in a matrix simulation. And so if you were like, oh yeah, but I am too. Yeah, but it's one in which you're all demons and shit, and you won't help me. Even the ones in the audience. It's a specific type of, it's my simulation that I'm in, from me looking out, defining the simulation. And I'm in a video game with what's the term you guys are using? Non-playable character? That totally applies to people using that terminology. What do you mean by that? Well, isn't that a non-playable character if a right-winger doesn't care about Afghans, even if he's against the war? Isn't Tucker Carlson a non-player character? Is it Trump? Do you understand? I can do the Denny's live. The problem is there's no donations and the coffee is $6. So if you guys want to start pitching in, there's no donations now. Someone told me to expand to other platforms other than PayPal. I need you people to speak up and be vocal more and be less silent. If there's other platforms you would donate on, you know what I mean? But I don't know. Something said, welcome to level 1 support. I don't know even what that is. You know what I mean? And I haven't even really set up this thing, but if you want to join and become a member, I will crank out members videos for you. Right. But we don't have an interest. So anyway, we're going to close and come back. We have 15 people. Let me just go ahead and do this real quick, because I need to have a moderator to do this. Okay. So thank you for the chat, but I need to shut this off the focus, because if a bunch of people come in, we'll just end up distracted by it. We have 14 people here, but I really need to conclude. So this is my message. I need to conclude and just leave and come back. So just anticipate me coming back. I'm going to be speaking Christian stuff, and I think I need to do that today because I'm reading a really good book. We need to confront people on their fakeness and tell them to come to the light. I saw one woman with a Free Your Mind shirt. A lot of the women here, they wear hippie shirts now, spiritual shirts, but they're branding themselves as hippies to attract spiritual men. And I'm walking up to them, telling them that I have these attributes and they don't want anything to do with a spiritual man. So they're lying about being spiritual. Do you understand what I'm saying? The deception happening to us with other humans is bigger than ever. Also, I have an ongoing poll going either on this channel or 2025 Countdown. Remember, you have to go to the other channel and subscribe. You have to. And you have to hit the bell. You can't just be subscribed to this stupid channel they hardly even use. It's shadow banned as fuck, bro. I told you, this is the spot that will grow over time. It's the other channel. This is yesterday's bologna sandwich, what you're watching now. This is an old hamburger, what you're watching now. The new school stuff is the stuff that I'm going to be building. And I need new platforms. I need disciples. I need friends. I need places to crash on couches all across America. Do you understand what I'm saying? I need to travel the world. I need friends in Europe. We have a viewer in Cambodia, but I don't have a passport. We need to uproot me to where I call out the fakeness across the globe. That's why the Starbucks ladies that I tip now. So if you give me extra money, and I'll check my Hotmail later, I will not squander that money is what I'm saying. If you want me, if any of you want me to just give money to homeless people, there are people literally with nothing down the street waiting for somebody at Starbucks to give them $1. And I don't, but I did give someone $1 the other day. I'm very poor, but I'm tipping poor people. I'm giving poor people $1 here and there, even if no one's giving me money, even if you're not giving me money. I, with what little money I have, sometimes give to others and I still get back. So I'm going to ask those of you to give back to this church. For those of you that watch on a regular basis that are working, that are not abject poverty, try to set aside 1% for what I'm trying to do here. Can you do that? Are you willing to set aside 1% of your income per month, or is that asking too much? I don't think it's too much because most everything that you're paying for is corporations now. And our money isn't going back to our community. Do you know what I mean by that? It's all going up. It's all going to McDonald's, Starbucks. Did you buy gas today? And do you have a cell phone? Everything that people are doing is sending money to the New World Order. And no one is trying to elevate me, even my audience. And so do not be surprised why you and your world is being destroyed if you cannot give some teething back to the church type of thing that I created. Because the reality is this has been a church since the day you got here. Since the day you arrived on this channel, I've been talking about the future, solar flares, and girl, you know it's true. So at what point will the stage be built? At what point will people help me make books? At what point will I have my first volunteers? Because you have people all over the world volunteering for other people that are in the matrix. But how many of you are willing to give back? You know what I mean? So that's why, like chats are there and whatnot. I want to keep it up, but it really has more of a purpose to distract. All men and women are there to distract me. None of them are actually helping me. Even if you go and go, fans, we're fans. Yeah. Thank you. But if you want to actually help, these are the very specific instructions. This is how you help. This is how you be a friend. This is how you upgrade your DNA. You give back. You don't just watch passively. You actually do something other than hit like and other than email to actually elevate what's happening here, because I've given you so much information that can help you build homes, rebuild society. And so if I'm dead and you people allow it, if you're worthy and you call my name 3 times when I'm taken out, I will consider it. But I am going to look inside your mind when you do that and see if you left me out to dry when I asked you to help in the flesh, in the living years. All right. Until next time, I'm Alex Answer, my new path to ultimate truth and place of power still lies within. See you in the funny papers, boy.